Alright. So, welcome everyone, mga StarCraft enthusiasts, mga Pinoy gamers all over the world and in the Philippines, or kung sino man nanonood right now. Hopefully you can understand English and Tagalog. So, welcome to day number 4 of the Tito Gaming StarCraft League. So, sa mga hindi aware, this is actually a tournament meant for casual Filipino StarCraft players, and by casual, literally they're casual players. Like, hindi sila kasing hardcore na mga naglaladder madalas. Definitely not ASL level. Definitely not yung mga high level tournaments you're seeing all over the world. No, pero we believe kasi na if may paraan na you can promote StarCraft even in your smallest ways, no, why not? And that's what we're doing. So we're trying to grow the StarCraft scene once again here in the Philippines. Although it's almost 30 years na game na rin in existence, and mostly ang players ay mga millennials, yan yung generation after millennials, and even may mga ilang Gen Z who are trying it out. Kaya we are welcoming everyone. Alam mo yun, we want some action, and hopefully we can get enough attention para yun, mas marami lalo mag-enjoy ng game na to, or maybe old players na nag-stop and then suddenly, alam mo yun, magbalik loob sa StarCraft. But yeah, so this tournament, currently yung initial is round robin, and then merong semifinals, and then diretso sa finals. Yeah, so welcome everyone, and yun, thank you for supporting the Filipino StarCraft scene. So tanungin ko lang yung players if ready na sila. So actually start na natin exactly 3 o'clock. Or if ready na sila, I guess we could start a few minutes earlier. Yun, shout out to the viewers watching the stream right now. Okay, we're just waiting for... Okay, yan, ready na. Okay, so wait, gusto ko lang malaman. Okay, let's go. Welcome players. And here we have a Protoss versus Protoss on Dominator. We have Takruz and Petix09. Okay, baguhin natin ang color. Ang weird ng color. Nag-yellow parehas. Anyway, spawning here on the upper side of the map, the Flesh Protoss player, we have Takruz. And on the right side of the map, we have our red Protoss player, Petix09. So, we're here in the map Dominator. So, it's a 3-player map. Meaning 2 chances to scout correctly. I mean, yeah, first chance and then second chance, definitely alam mo na saan yung base. Of course, kapag hindi mo alam ang map, it's kinda tricky to maneuver. No, lalo yung mga first time sa map na to, medyo mahirap tansyahin exactly nasan yung base, yung mga base locations, no, mga main base locations. But yeah, one thing special about this map is that meron siyang yung pizza slice. No, you can see na parang kita nyo sa map sa lower left na parang pa pizza slice. So, yung mga pizza slices, yun yung mga high ground, and yung mga hindi pizza slice, yung areas na wala sa pizza slice, yun ang low ground. So, just imagine yung mga high ground, low ground disadvantage and all that stuff. So, if Terran versus Protoss, actually parang sinasabi nga na iba, this is a Terran favored map dahil nga sa mga possible positioning ng tanks on the high ground. And sabi ng iba, this is also a carrier map, potentially a carrier map. And normally yung Protoss versus Terran here is madalas yung river builds. Pero dito we're looking at Protoss versus Protoss, and as of now we're seeing the first scout coming from Takruz, and mukhang first try mahanap niya agad ang base ni Petix. So both of them looking like they're going for similar build. Gateway, pero nauna sa assimilator Tita Cruz, and let's see kung anong plan ni Petix. Is he going for double gates? Or mag-assimilator? Or Nexus agad? I don't know. Now Petix with a scout of his own. Yes, mukhang tama yung scouting, no? First attempt din ni Petix. May kita niya agad yung base ni Tita Cruz. And yan na nga. Petix going for the double gate, meaning he's planning to harass with Zealots early to punish the earlier tech ni Tita Cruz. Okay, now we're seeing Tita Cruz mining with only 2 probes, kulang isa. 2 probes sa gas. While si Petix talagang gateway. No gas as of yet. Just pylon and gateway, which kind of makes sense kasi nga mag-zealot opener siya. It looks like, and yeah, we're seeing the first zealot from Petix, pero hindi niya agad nilabas. Ano kayang plan ni Petix? Is he planning to save up these zealots or go for an harass right away? Pero meron na rin palang zealot si Tita Cruz dito. So it's currently 1 zealot versus 1 zealot, and with this probe ni Petix, I don't know what it's doing here. Planning to expand? Hindi. Mukhang nagkamali lang. Accidentally nadala. Pero, interesting. So si Petix, dumiretso siya ng probe dito sa lower. And I think based on the vision here, hindi siya dumiretso. So hindi niya nakita yung base. I think na miss lang ni Petix. And ayan na nga. With that, no, meron ng dalawang zealots trying to kill this scouting probe. Na meron si Tita Cruz. Will he be able to get it? Yes, nakuha niya ang scouting probe ni Tita Cruz. And we can see the cybernetics core being built right now. While si Tita Cruz, ngayon pala yung gateway, pero nauna siya sa Dragoon Tech. Now, it's 3 gateways versus 2 gateways, and munti ka na matake down ni Petix. Itong nag-iisang probe yeah, very very low on health. 1 shot na lang yan, pero buti na pull out ni Tita Cruz just in time. Now, Petix is trying to get at least a single probe. He manages to get 1 probe. And mga dalawa, bawing-bawi sa cost. 1 zealot for 2 probes. I think lamang ka doon kasi you would rather probes, especially very early. I believe mas valuable siya kaysa buhay ng zealot. And ayun, you know how valuable it is to have an earlier economic advantage. So that puts Petix ahead, pero not sure if on point yung probe production kasi while you're killing probes, dapat ikaw rin you're also producing probes of your own. Now 2 Dragoons and a Zealot versus 2 Zealots. Definitely lugi si Petix dito. I think Petix should just pull back, pero mukhang too late na to pull back. Amazing micro by Tita Cruz. Talagang binuhay niya yung Zealot. So excellent micro there, not losing single Zealot. Now, currently, Tita Cruz is ahead in army supply. Pantay sila ng supply, pero lamang sa army si Tita Cruz. So that means Petix is probably ahead in workers. No, based on the math, if tama yung pagmamath natin. Alright, now we're seeing a robotics facility for Tita Cruz, while Petix just is just about to add. Makakomplete pa lang niya yung 3rd gateway niya. Yeah, so right now, Tita Cruz is ahead in supply. 37 versus 32. Now, finally, may Dragoon na si Petix. So, there's 5 armies of 5 units versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if sumugod si Tita Cruz dito, no, meron lang home court advantage si Petix definitely. So, for this to work, Tita Cruz has to micro properly, i-out micro na si Petix. And ganda si Petix kasi nga less yung units right now. Kailangan ingatan niya yung fewer units na meron siya. Let's see how this micro battle turns out. Mukhang nagpe-prepare na si Tita Cruz for attack. Hinihintay lang niya ang Zealots. Looks like he's planning to invade now. Petix with that photon cannon dito sa gilid. So Dragoons na makakabot yan, pero with good blocks, mahaharang ni Petix. And yan na. So mali ang positioning na una yung Dragoon bago Zealot. And there goes the clash. Tita Cruz just rallying Zealots and Dragoons dito sa natural ni Petix. Seeing kung anong damage magagawa niya, kaso he only loses 1 Zealot over there, and malamit ng bubuong cannon. This cannon is gonna do severe damage, consistent damage sa mga units ni Tita Cruz. And yan na nga, kita niya yan, no? Consistent damage. Ang kailangan gawin ni Petix actually dito, mag-block. And this cannon, actually Dragoon, kailangan niya move forward din a bit. And yan na nga, grabe bakbakan to. So I think Takrus just pull back. Medyo hindi maganda yung pag micro battle nila doon, and that puts Pitix kinda ahead in army supply. Yes, 40 supply versus 34. So now Takrus is floating a lot of minerals. Yeah, I guess nakafocus siya sa micro. So hindi siya masyado nakapag-build sa kanyang home base. But there's an observatory already built. No expansions as of yet from both sides. So yeah, you can see, I think both players are equally skilled in PvP. Now, okay, Pitix with the faster Citadel. Let's see if magta-Templar Archives right away siya for a Dark Templar, or is he going for faster Zealot leg speed. Now, nauna si Takrus sa expansion, putting him with a slightly, slightly ahead economically, Takrus, pero yan na nga. Pitix's army is looking scary. Ilang dragoons to? 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 dragoons, 3 zealots versus 3 dragoons and 3 zealots. Yikes. Kailangan pa magdagdag the army Takrus. Pero again, pag umatake si Pitix sa base ni Takrus, that's home court advantage. Mas mabilis ang reinforcements. But again, anything can happen with just the right micro. Now, naka-range na yung dragoons. Pitix, as you can see, inabot ang zealots ni Takrus, and Takrus loses another zealot next. Naku, kinansel ni Takrus yung kanyang Nexus. Di yan nilaban, and is going to lose this pylon right here. I'm not sure if Takrus really had to cancel yung Nexus. I think kaya naman niya ma-defend. Pero maybe, yun, nanigurado siguro siya kasi feeling niya hindi mabubuo yung Nexus or masisira lang. But, yeah, Takrus is ahead in supply, and ito na, nagbabakbakan, no? Grabe, yung range of Dragoon. So, currently, Pitix has outnumbered Takrus in terms of Dragoon count. Yikes, and that's not looking good kasi Dragoons are the staple unit dito sa PvP. Zealots are just cannon fodders. Actually, no, both units ginagamit naman, kaya lang ang pinaka main damage talaga dito is Dragoons, and lalo paglabas ng mga river, if mag-river sila, those Zealots will just easily melt sa river if mag-river nga sila. So ito na nga, bakbakan ulit, low ground versus high ground. Look at that, no? Pag binabanatan mo nga ang nasa high ground, syempre your units are going to have a chance to miss yung mga attacks pag paakyat. So let's see anong gagawin ni Takrus na solution dito. May sarili siyang Citadel. Meanwhile, okay, wala pang other tech kay Pitix after Citadel. I thought, iniisip ko baka mag-Templar Archives, pero hindi niya ginawa. Takrus naman with the Citadel, and currently ahead 6 points sa supply. So, ito right now, I think Pitix issued a patrol command. Meanwhile, yung probe here sa baba, just AFK. And this Zealot, okay, naka-Zealot legs na. As you can see sa movement ng mga Zealots. Oh, yikes. Let's see, ano kayong plan ni Takrus? Is he gonna break out? And so far, yung upgrades, has matayin niya na. Ano yung Takrus with the move up, no? Move command. Young Zealots just behind, just to crush these Dragoons. And Takrus just surrounds Pitix army. Pitix has to fall back. Grabe, ang ganda ng move ni Takrus dun, no? Ginawa niyang parang siege tank yung mga Dragoons ni Pitix, and Pitix loses a lot of units there. Now Pitix has to fall back. Parehas na silang naka-Zealot leg speed. Pitix with the Nexus already up, kaso wala pa nag-mine. Now, Takrus just chasing down Pitix ahead, 10 supply currently. Let's see, anong gagawin ni Pitix to defend this? Definitely, as Pitix, you would want to defend here dito sa natural kaysa malulose mo yung Nexus na to. You've already invested 400 minerals and 500 total with this additional pylon. Okay, shout out kay Ibax. And yan, ano? Sa simangin ni Brad. Okay, hindi ko alam ibig sabihin. Shout out to Hexa sa Twitch chat. Thank you for supporting the Filipino StarCraft. And ito na nga, may shuttle na si Pitix. This one Dragoon miscontrolled na iwan. Hindi yata sama sa control group. Pero it looks like this is going to kill the Dragoon ni Takrus, and Takrus was able to pull back. Lugi kasi nasa low ground and isa nasa high ground. And hindi nga na-control ni Pitix, is going to lose this Dragoon for free. These Zealots are just gonna make short work of this Dragoon. And yeah, that poor Dragoon just falls, no? Iniiwan siya forever alone. Grabe. Para sabi niya, my commander, why have you forsaken me? So yung commander si Pitix, pero ahead na currently economically si Petix, doon sa Nexus, si Tacruz ngayon pa lang. So what Petix needs to do is just to consistently pump probes, and yan na nga, nag-transfer siya ng probes dito sa natural. Yeah, economically ahead si Petix, and ang kailangan niya mag-macro really, really well, while si Tacruz in a bit of a supply block right there. 73 versus 67 supply, hindi ba niya masyado nagkakalayo. Man, this game is closer than expected. Yeah, 5 gates and a forge versus 3 gates. Yun nga lang, no, lamang si Tacruz sa gateways. So mas maganda yung refill niya, kaya lang nauna si Petix sa Nexus, meaning mas mayaman currently si Petix. Pero right now, we're seeing this Nexus in the natural not pumping probes. Yung main base rin not pumping probes. Pero yun nga, finally we have a Templar Archives for Petix adding at that 4th gateway. Yeah, so both players just macroing up. And funny thing is, Tacruz is still ahead in the supply despite nauna sa expansion si Petix. I think, no, kung ganito yung mangyari, makakahabol pa si Tacruz sa economy, no, sa mga probe count. And now we're seeing Petix with a supply block, 74 supply. Meanwhile, Tacruz 84 supply, on point yung pag-produce ng pylon. He's now out macroing currently si Petix, pero naunahan sa tech si Tacruz, nauna sa Templar Archives si Petix, and meron na siyang High Templars out. Meanwhile, Tacruz still with gateway units and just Citadel and Obs. Pero I guess yung Obs timing lang din in case mag Dark Templar si Petix. So we're now seeing 2 base versus 2 base. Tacruz finally has some probes here sa natural, and pa-mine out na rin, ang base pa-mine out, no, ng main base ni Tacruz. Si Petix ganun eh, halos similar lang sila na pa-mine out na yung kanilang main. Guess they should be taking another base very very soon para 2 base mining after this main base mines out. And Petix adding robotic support bay, probably yan yung river tech niya and yung mga speed shuttles. But now looks like Tacruz is prepared for an assault. Ayan na nga, with the assault, starting with the Dragoons ang naka-lead sa front, aggroing those Zealots ni Petix. And yikes, na-stuck ang isang Zealot. And now, will Tacruz actually go for this push? Meron lang cannon si Petix, and meron siyang home court advantage again. Ayan, inuunti-unti ni Tacruz, hindi niya agad inatake yung mga Zealots niya. So he's leading with the, okay, loses that one Zealot and loses another. Upgrade-wise, ahead si Petix. Sa armor si Tacruz, wala pang upgrades. So upgrade advantage si Petix. So let's see. Now Zealots getting on top of these Dragoons. So nagbabakbakan na sila. Both armies are just flashing. But looks like, yeah, halos even lang trade. And meron Dark Templar. There's an observer for Tacruz. Fortunately for Tacruz, and kailangan niyang alagaan na make sure na hindi niya ma-suicide accidentally. Kasi pag kinokontrol mo lahat ng units, no, may chances na ma-control group mo yung observer and madala mo sa photon cannons pag nag-A-click ka sa move sa base ng kalaban. And now, yan, Tacruz is now aware na mayroon Dark Templar si Petix, so he has to be extra careful na hindi lang siya basta mag-A-click all over the place and lose those observers. Now, Tacruz, with the good intuition, was able to spot the potential third na munti ka nang i-build ni Petix, pero ayun, Tacruz was able to prevent that. And now, Petix decided to move out with his small group, Dark Templars leading the charge, invisible units leading the charge. And yeah, gusto lumabas ni Petix, gusto niya counter-attack. Is that a good idea? Maybe, maybe not. Meanwhile, Tacruz is taking the 3rd base. It's dito sa mineral-only location. And yun na, units si Petix with the Dark Templar, kaso may 2 photon cannons na nakaabang sa natural. Ni Tacruz, these Dark Templars are not gonna do anything that much. Mamamatay lang, and yun na nga, 2 Dark Templars down the drain. You know, grabbing back and exchange. And halos nagpapatay lang supply nila halos, oh, surprisingly enough. Now, Tacruz is ahead in supply. And nagpatay kita niyan. Fair game lang eh. Fair lang trade. And now, Tacruz ahead with 5 supply. Both players are now banking too much money. No, hindi sila nakamakro, masyadong floating too much minerals right now. Meanwhile, itong si Tacruz, wala ng probe sa main, transfer niya dito sa kanyang 3rd kasi nga pabuo na rin, so it makes sense. And there's the shuttle. What in the world is shuttle? Oh! Meron palang High Templar. Okay. Not sure. Hindi ko na-catch if naka-storm drop. Pero yun na nga, that shuttle gets taken down. Hindi ko napansin if naka-storm drop. And mukhang naka-storm drop na yata. Kasi nasa ng mga probes si Takus. Yikes. Uh-oh. Yeah, and kikita nyo ahead si Petix agad supply. And look at that money. Si Takus napakabagal ng angat ng numbers. I think a store drop actually comments and na-miss ko lang. Sorry na mga kapatid, no? If na-miss ko. Hindi ko napansin. Inuna ko, pinansin ko yung bakbakan dito pero nagmamicro na pala ng storm drop. Si Petix. So yeah, you can see Petix ahead in the supply. Definitely yung ano na yan. I could just, it's a hunch, no? We could assume na those numbers, that numerical difference na nakikita natin sa supply could be the probes that died. Mga kaluluwa ng probes na sumalangit sa side ni Takruz. Pero definitely, no? Malaman na natin pag check natin replay. And ito na nga. Oh, Petix going for attack. Try to kill. Takruz base next looks like this third mineral only base ni Takruz is going to fall. Walang cannon, walang defense. Kasi out of position ang unit si Takruz and too late na hero na yung mga unit si Takruz. Nasira na yung Nexus. Pero hindi rin naman nag-expand si Petix. I guess all good pa rin si Takruz. Pero currently, kita-kita. Ahead pa rin si Petix sa supply. Nagbabakbakan na. Oops. Hindi lang nakakonsolidate masyado yung troops si Takruz. He's losing units. And now, despite that, no, mukhang na-clear ni Takruz yung wave ni Petix. Petix is still ahead in supply and is richer than Takruz. Kita nyo, look at the numbers, diba? That's the impact of losing some probes. Kita nyo, ang bilis ng daloy ng pera kay Petix. Now, si Petix mukhang gusto niya ituloy yung pressure. Look at that. Pressure kay Takruz, may obs naman. And na move click. Hindi naka-A-click. Na move click lang ni Petix. And currently, we're looking at +1 armor versus +1 weapon. Yeah, okay. As you can see, very, very even lang sa trades, no? Halos hindi nagkakalayo talaga supply nila, surprisingly. And yeah, I think this is an even match yung Protoss versus Protoss nila. Actually, honestly, no, maging honest ako sa inyo, hindi ko expect na ganito magiging close yung bakbakan nila, PvP. But yeah, ang kulit lang, no? They're equally skilled in terms of PvP. And now, yun na nga, nalamangan na ni Takruz sa supply si Petix. Petix has the bank naman to rebuild. And let's see kung paano mag-take ulit ng third. Let's see kung kailan mag-take ng third si Petix. Takruz, will he retake the third? He should probably do that very, very soon. And ito na nga, this probe is going to retake the third. Probably he should secure it with a few cannons. And ito, si Takruz, mukhang gusto mag-take another base here. Meanwhile, may bakbakan dito. Several dragoons near the natural of Petix. And just kills a Dark Templar. And now, Takruz is ahead to supply. Petix, bumagal yung mining, nawala na yung mining sa main, meron lang siyang natural. Petix has to expand really, really soon kundi yari siya economically. So now, Takruz is ahead. 8 points in supply. And hindi siya nagre-rebuild ng probes, no? Pero kumukuha siya ng Nexus. Third Nexus currently being built. Petix needs to expand really, really fast. And look at this strategic positioning ng OBS. Takruz actually very good position ng probe, ng OBS rather, na pwede siyang mahanap ng potential mamaya for a drop if gagawin ni Takruz ang drop play. So this probe of Petix trying to look for expansion and a probe meets another probe. Nagkakitaan sila, no? Eyeball face to face kaso hindi niya type yung isang probe kaya tumakbo na lang siya. Hindi kita bet, sabi niya sa isang probe. And there's a photon cannon here just going to destroy this pylon, kill the probe, and going to destroy this pylon almost for free. Meanwhile, yung obs si Petix still roaming around, no? And supply-wise, look, oh, napakalitang gap. There's a few points lang ang gap sa supply. Grabe, napaka-even. This is closer than expected, honestly, no? This is really, really closer than what I anticipated initially. And I'm sure most of the Filipino viewers right now, lalo sa casual community, mas surprised din kung gaano kadikit yung laban na to between Takruz and Petix. Right now, we can see the advantage sa supply ni Tacruz. Obviously, and napantayan pa ni Petix. Yeah, both players just trying to macro the crap out of this game. Now, Tacruz adding more gates. Probably kailangan niya mag-add more probes. Parang under-saturated pa yung mga bases niya. Look, bilangin natin probes. Ilan lang yan, 8? Ilan ba to? I think nasa 20s lang yung mga probe. Kaya ang bagal ang pera. And now, Tacruz finds this pylon here. Mukhang nag-attempt si Petix ng base dito sa baba na base. And Tacruz is looking to deny that now. Petix with a bit of supply back because he lost that pylon dun sa baba and now going for an attack. He's looking to go for an attack sa base of Tacruz. Is this a good idea? Maybe or maybe not. Or maybe just defend and expand. But currently, Tacruz troops are kinda out of position pero buti na nagkasalubong sila. Let's see, there's this clash in the middle of the map. Zealots just going on top of the Dragoons. Definitely may advantage kasi nga maliit ang bawas ng Dragoons sa mga Zealots. Uh-oh. Delikado, naubos, wipe out ang army ni Petix pero yun na nga with another High Templar Duck. Hindi nakapag-storm. Just loses that High Templar for free. Sinabay niya sa clash, no? Pero hindi niya na gamit yung storm, unfortunately, and just loses that shuttle and that High Templar without being able to do anything. Now, kitang-kita dito, Tacruz is on the advantage and up to now, Petix wala pa ring third base. Petix is in trouble. Pag maubusan siya ng pera, GG na siya dito. Pero ito na nga, unti-unti, ina-attempt ni Petix to try to get a third base. He's trying his best to get a third base. Kaso laging may third eye. May ninja sense si Tacruz. Okay, alam niya na kukuha ng third si Petix. So ay guray, kita niyo, walang obs kanina. Just a hunch, just pure intuition, just pure experience and skill. Now, there's this storm, no? Medyo air yung si Norm ni Petix, and Petix has no pullback. Napakadaming Zealots and Dragoons ito. Plus, nag-add din ng konting mix ng Dark Temper. Si Tacruz kaso, hindi na malayan. Munti ka na ma-deads. May cannon dito. And there's still this obs from Petix. Nakaabang. Sabi si Tacruz, and Tacruz now getting a fort. Currently, Tacruz is out mining Petix. Petix really needs to expand really fast. Hindi niya na ma-afford na ganito na lang siya lagi forever. May pangarap din siya sa buhay. Kung gusto niyang yumaman, gusto niyang maka-afford ng mas maraming troops. I guess lahat naman tayo gusto natin yumaman, di ba? Pero yun, in this case, Petix has a dream, and yung dream niya maka-produce ng more troops and get more bases. Yung getting more bases is the only way for that to happen. Now, upgrades wise, currently +1 armor si Petix, while si Tacruz di na nag-upgrade. Both players napako sa same upgrades na meron sila a few minutes ago. Still +1 attack si Tacruz, meanwhile +1 armor ang pinili ni Petix. But definitely we can see the numbers here ahead pa rin sa supply count si Tacruz, and ahead siya economically. So now Tacruz adding a bit of cannons dito sa kanyang fourth base, just making sure na hindi siya madite and hindi siya easily mawalan ng fourth base just like that. But still no additional probes being produced, no? Yeah, ako kay Tacruz, I would still light up those Nexus. Ba? Sabi nga, you light up my life. Alright. Sino ako kumanta nun? I forgot. But anyway, ito na. So medyo naging stale na, medyo naging semi-passive yung game. Petix just supply block. Dapat i-take advantage na itong dull moment to go for another base. So meanwhile, habang wala pang ganap, I'm gonna check the chat. Okay, may ano lang. Yeah, same people pa sa chat, pero thank you, dumadami yung viewers. So thank you so much for supporting. 8 viewers right now. Thank you so much for supporting the Filipino StarCraft scene. And yan. So yeah, both players medyo napako for some reason. So na si Tacruz, sabi ni Tacruz, mayaman naman ako eh. So, I can afford to build mga flying bananas, the most expensive bananas in your life. And yan na nga, nakikita nyo umiilaw. The nightmare, the bane of all StarCraft players is to see massive flying bananas knocking at your base. Flying bananas na maraming dinudurang maliliit na mga langaw. Dito your base. Yun ang nightmare scenario for every StarCraft player. But Patix doesn't know. Wala naman siyang obs dito. Patix doesn't know. Takrus can afford to do that. Yun siguro game plan ni Takrus, just stall. And ito na nga, inunti-unti na ni Patix establishing first with the pylon. Maybe gusto mo namang pylon cannon, and a river has finally been made. Very late though. Almost 30 minutes in the game. Grabe, I did not expect this game to be as close as this, honestly. Kaya mukhang huminto sa gateway production si Takrus. Nakita mo, nagka-pile up yung pera na meron siya. Meanwhile, nag-take pala siya ng 5th base over here dito sa ano ba to? 10 o'clock location? 10 o'clock mining gas. And yan na, you can see, Patix, pera ni Patix, 15 lang. Yikes, nalimutan niya mag-Nexus eh. Ito pa lang, ngayon pala siya nag-Nexus. Now he needs to long distance mining. I think lang, no? Honestly, that was a big mistake for Patix to not expand earlier. Sana inagahan niya pag Nexus para hindi sana abot ng ganito. Now, wala siyang choice. For a while, he has to accept the fact na he has to long distance mining. Kumbaga, hirap muna. Kung walang tiyaga, walang nilaga. Walang tiyaga, walang minerals, walang pang-build ng base, walang pang-build ng units. Up, saan yung drop? Okay, now meron reverse. Pero currently, Takrus is ahead in supply, 140 versus 100. You can see the numbers. Maraming pera si Takrus, mas maraming bank. Patix is running dry. He has to make sure this base doesn't fall. Kaya lang, pinili niyang base is the mineral only. Walang gas doon. I guess he's gonna rely on those other simulators na probably mined out na by now sa gas. Just giving them 2 each. And ito na nga, we can see the numbers. Mined out na yung mga Vespine geysers in both bases ni Patix. Now, Takrus Army, ito guys, intuition to. Wala siyang obs, just intuition, just tech. So, nag-third, and yun na nga. Takrus now, trying to go for the kill. Going to assault Patix base once more. Pero there's a reverse, no? Just doing big amount of damage. Plus yung storms pa. Pero merong Dark Templar, si Takrus, and look at that supply. Down to less than 100. Both players. And grabe, this reverse has done a lot of damage. Will Patix be able to hold this? Yes, I think Patix will be able to hold. Pushing back Takrus, kaya lang after this push, no, hindi aware si Patix na mayroon pang nightmare na naghihintay sa kanya. Yung bangungot ng mga flying banana, and currently apat na and adding a third Stargate. Dark Templar mukhang hindi na control, just got dragged into Takrus' third base, which is the mineral only base, and yeah, nag-add pa rin ng probe si Takrus. So yeah, if you were Patix, no, ano kayang best option dito? Siguro expand na lang ulit, habol. So girl, expand na lang ulit, hopefully hindi ma-atake agad. Pero right now we can see, no, this is looking like a very bad position for Patix dahil lang sa pera. Diba? Karamihan sa problema sa buhay natin dahil sa pera, and in this case, sa StarCraft, pag namumulubi ka sa StarCraft, GG ka rin. Okay na, Takrus, flying bananas. Now, entering Patix base. Ano kaya gagawin? Mag-GG na kaya si Patix? Lalabanan pa niya to. Mayroon lang siyang storm to deal and just dragoons. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, si Patix, yung attention niya nakafocus dito sa obs dito. And yan na, finally, Patix. Nakita niyo yung red square na yan. Probably going to target fire these carriers with all his might. Kasi hindi niya kinakontrol. Okay, finally. Kinala yung dragoons. 4 carriers, so kinda manageable. Pwede pa siya ma-storm actually. Let's see if Patix will be casting a storm, and nakakast a storm. Just barely damaging yung mga carriers. 4 na carriers pero already a nuisance. And inuna ni Takrus, patayin yung mga river. Plus yung other bases ni Patix, and now Patix scrambling with all his might, trying to defend his base using the only units he has, which are dragoons. Meanwhile, si Takrus, no, still building. Okay, 4 Stargates na pala. Still building. Adding more flying bananas to the table. And upgrade wise, ano yun? Okay, inatake, sakto na. Patix is just gonna lose this shuttle. Nakamababa siya ng high temperature, will be able to storm. And a storm has been casted. Kaso, nag-whiff. No, medyo sablay yung targeting just but was able to kill some probes and a few dragoons. Yun nga lang, medyo sablay. But yeah, masyado ng maraming carriers to mga kapatid. I don't even know how Petix can come back from this game. Ngayon, 5 carriers na. 5 carriers knocking at Petix door. Uy, namatay isa. Okay, good job kay Petix for being able to kill one carrier. But I don't know, is that good enough? 4 pa to plus more in production. Plus, ito ba, may army of zealots just marching towards Petix base. Look at those upgrades. Currently, ang upgrade is 3-1. Okay, 3 ground weapons, 1 armor. Meanwhile, si Petix 1 armor, 1 shield. So, upgrade advantage, supply advantage, and economic advantage ang meron si Tacos. This is looking like GG na already for Petix. Wala siyang ibang base, maliban sa mineral only. If he loses this space, wala na. It's game over. Looks like, yun na nga, the drawing is on the wall. Inatay lang natin ang formal GG from Petix and call it a game right there. Yeah, wala na, 128 versus 22 supply. Siguro napaisip si Phoenix what went wrong, ano nangyari, paano umabot sa ganito. At one thing's for sure, no, mga kapatid, mga kababayan, mga ka-StarCraft, I think yung biggest mistake was not being able to expand earlier. Yun lang naging problema, hindi siya nakapag-expand. Otherwise, even game na sana. Expand and then defend yung mga Nexus. Now, Petix just trying to fight. Maybe strategy na pagurin konti si Tacos. And may naman siya Dark Templar. But there's the observer here. Okay, ito, may Nexus dito. Gusto pa niya mag-ninja base. Yeah, pero will it matter? I don't think so. Petix is just gonna lose everything. Yung kanyang hard-earned bases, yung mga pinaghirapan niyang base. Watching everything crumble in front of his eyes. Ayaw niya mag-GG. Gusto niya, masokisto pa siya. Gusto niya mag-suffer muna kasi. Pero pag magsasuffer siya, gusto niya idamay si Tacos, mag-suffer din. Gusto niya, ayaw na mag-GG. Gusto niya, okay, patagalin ko to. If you're gonna win, you're gonna kill my bases, man. Yung sabi ni Petix, you gotta kill everything I've got. Damay-damay na to, sabi ni Petix. Papaguri ko si Tacos para next game. Mas marami ako energy. Mas marami ako stamina. Gagayahin na niya si Risk Taker. Pampatagal. Pang matagalang games. And of course, hindi yan sinabi yun. Ako nagsabi yun. Gawa-gawa ko lang yan. But anyway. Yeah, game over na to. Hindi ko alam kung may dapat pa ako sabihin. It's just, you know, it's just obvious right there. PvP na naman. Sabi niya, Tito, shoutout kay Titos. Yes, kasi 5 participants na nag-join sa tournament are Protoss, 2 Terran and 1 Zerg. Kaya yun ang talagang maraming PvP. Yeah, Petix is dead. Siguro sabi ni Petix, okay, maka-isa lang. Patay lang ako isang carrier. Maka-storm lang. Masaya na ako, sabi niya. Yeah, and yung kanyang assassin squad right here. I don't know kung anong balak niya dito. Gusto niyang matalo na ano eh. Like, Tumusla, and finally GG has been called. That's game number 1 in favor of Tacos. So grabe, no. So that was a closer game than expected. Yeah, grabe improvement both sides, both players. Ang laki ng improvement. Ngayon, curious lang ako kung nakapasok ng storm drop talaga si Petix kanina. Kasi hindi ko na-check. Kanina we saw a storm drop with a shuttle. Pero hindi ko sure if na-drop and nakakas pa ng storm. So, silipin lang natin. Saan ba yung banda? I forgot exactly anong timestamp yun. Huh. Yung alam ko na parang nagsabay yung clash dito eh somewhere. Nice for natin. Let's see, hanapin lang natin. Okay, ito na. So I think this is the moment. This is the moment. Okay, so yeah, both players pala under ng worker count na 29 lang pala. Let's see. Okay, there's this drop. 29. Okay, joke lang. Hindi naka-storm. Hindi pala naka-storm. Pero ba't ganon? Kanina nakita ko parang lamang si... Baka earlier pa. Ano yun? But anyway, no? Hanapin lang natin very soon. Pero yeah, let's move on to the next game. 1-0 in favor of Cruz. So we're gonna give our players a short break. 5-minute break para mapag-CR, makapag-inom ng tubig. And hintayin lang natin makaselect ng map si Pitix kasi losers pick yung second game. So, BRB, saglit. Alright, let's go. Game number 2 between Takruz and Pitix here on Polypoid. As selected, loser's pick, pinili ni Pitix09. So let's see. Alright, so spawning here on the upper right side of the map, we have our red Protoss player Pitix09. And on the lower left side of the map, we have our yellow Protoss player Takruz. So, yung game na to, Pitix needs to win this game. Yeah, kasi if manalo si Pitix, may third game ba? If matalo si Pitix, manalo si Takruz, Takruz wins the best of 3. So yeah, shoutout Hexa, King Deo PH, nakikita kay chat sa stream, shoutout sa inyo. And sa ating 8 viewers currently watching right now, you guys are amazing. Thank you for supporting the Filipino StarCraft community. Okay, we can see here pylon na. Nauna si Pitix sa pylon. The Takruz is kinda late pylon, so yun pa lang mayroon a bit slight advantage si Pitix, but will he able to capitalize it by consistent production? Yun talaga yung issue like madalas no. For mga newer players watching this right now, ang pinaka rule talaga, as much as possible, huwag ka mag-skip ng worker production. If you're a Protoss player, dapat yung Nexus mo laging umiilaw, no, lagi nagpo-produce ng probes consistently. And yun kasi kung mas marami ka na-produce na probes early, it's gonna multiply, your economy will be good and better hopefully sa kalaban mo if mas consistent ka sa kanya. And yun, yun ang reason kadalasan kung bakit nananalo ibang players, because they're able to produce more workers early, so they can afford more stuff earlier than their opponent. And one thing if there's one tip you're gonna take away from this, yun, always produce workers consistent dapat. Not sure sa Zerg paano yung formula nun, pero definitely sa Terran and Protoss halos similar lang. Dapat umilaw yung command center mo, dapat umilaw yung Nexus mana. We saw here Simulator just done kay Takruz. So this time nauna si Takruz sa Simulator. Kay Pitix kinda delayed, I don't know bakit niya delay yung kanyang Simulator. Maybe may zealot doon palabas, not sure, or talagang yun ang build order niya. Yeah, we can see scouts here. This red probe from Pitix trying to look for Takruz base, and finally makikita niya. And yeah, there's one zealot here. Zealot. So alam ni Pitix na may zealot si Takruz, and makikita kaya niya yung core tech. Yes, so makikita niya cybernetics core. So Pitix, no, double gate pa rin. Yeah, pero nag-halt na sa worker production. Yikes. Kaya hindi ko trip no mag-halt ng workers. Mag-stop, halt, HALT, halt. Pero yan, finally binalik niya, and they're kinda even in supply. And Takruz was able to kill that one scouting probe ni Pitix, and now is still producing more zealots. Core is about to get finished. Meanwhile, si Pitix ano pa lang, yeah, just slightly behind. So now supply is very even. Pitix zealot just outside Takruz main base. Nag-aabangers siya dito. Parang yung mga panliligaw, no? Tapos, hinaharana yung nililigawan doon sa taas, yung may bintana. So currently humaharana yung zealot ni Pitix kay Takruz. Alright. So this other zealot ni Pitix just gonna chase that one probe. Nabawasan pala yung probe, and Takruz was able to escape with it. Uy! Ang aga nito, boy! So Pitix with an earlier Citadel. Meanwhile, si Takruz wala pa rin other tech, just gates and core. So far, kaso yikes, no? Gagawin kaya ni Pitix mag-Dark Templar Russia dito this game? We'll see about that. Now, Petix is still ahead in supply, 3 points in supply, and Macros decides to move out with 3 Zealots and 2 Dragoons. They're just gonna pick off this one Zealot na nakatambay dito and nawala na, pinatay na yung naghaharana na Zealot. This other Zealot, munti ka na mag-suicide mode, pero Petix was able to pull it back just before it gets hit. And eto na, unit si Takruz marching across the map, kaso yikes, no, nasa ng army ni Petix? Ito lang, 3 piraso lang versus 5. Uh-oh. Pero no worries, home court naman to, home court advantage of course, and now more Dragoons. Petix has more Dragoons, pero wag ka mag-isolate, yari tayo dyan. Okay, nagsabay ng attack. 2 Dragoons, okay, 2 Dragoons, 2 Zealots, and nako ba, mapipitas yung isang Zealot nito. Ni Petix like so a bit sloppy there, iniwan lang yung Zealot. Now they are kinda pantay sa supply. Okay, so nag-citadel to, mukhang legs na naman, inuuna talaga ni, mahilig sa legs, no? Mahilig sa legs si Petix, alright. Mahilig siya sa legs, hindi siya nag-dark Templar agad. Akala ko kasi balak niya mag-Templar Archives right away. And if sakali man, ganun ang ginawa nga niya, walang defense si Takruz for that. Merry Christmas. Okay, look at that ninja base. Takruz with a sneaky tactic right here. Ninja base, grabe. Nagdi-ninja turtles ngayon si Takruz. Cool game. So yeah, Petix ahead in supply, pero economy at si Takruz. Of course, pag magaganto ka again, dapat on point lagi ang production mo. Otherwise, pag gumawa ka Nexus dito tapos hindi mo pinansin, wala, naging design, you just wasted 400 minerals. So now, yeah, very close lang naman yung supply, pero Petix army is growing scarier every second. Currently, mas maraming Dragoons ang meron si Petix. But yan na, Takruz going for the engage, kills 1 Zealot, kills 2 Zealots. Yeah, 2 Zealots down. Walang napatay si Petix, yikes. Pero naka-Zealot legs daw, kitang-kita mo yung movement. Meanwhile, Takruz trying to reinforce with more Zealots. Ewan kung napansin niya yung Zealot legs ni Petix. Currently, no, 2 lang yung supply gap. Yan na. Uy, lamang si Petix. 8 supply kanina, ngayon 7 na lang. Now, Takruz finally started probe production dito sa kanyang kanyang hidden second base. Oh my, yan na. Like, I'm looking more, no, parang mas gusto ko yung position ni Petix dito army-wise. Naku po! Problema na to, may speed si Petix, no? So, si Takruz mahirapan siya mag-retreat, makaka-damage na yung Zealots niya. Naku po! Nagkasalisi moments na okay, munti ka na makatch yung probe transfer kanina, pero yun na. Naku po, Petix is going in the base, walang kahit anong defense as of now. Yikes! Makaka-damage si Petix sa base si Takruz. Grabe, caught. Takruz got caught with his pants down. It's just gonna, Petix is going to try to kill that Nexus right away. Naku po! Ang layo ng units ni Takruz. And Takruz is just gonna lose that Nexus for free. My gulay, dito pa lang, no, sayang yung advantage si Takruz ng hidden Nexus. Nabawi agad dito. Wow, grabe, diniretso talaga sa Nexus. And now, Petix trying to kill more buildings. Let's see how this clash goes. Puro Zealots lang. Nasaan yung mga Dragoons ni? Saan Dragoons ni Takruz? Wala. So ahead guys sa supply si Petix, 10 points, 12 points ahead in supply. Grabe yung impact ng Zealot legs. So look at that. Sobrang bagal. Ayun, finally naka-legs na rin si Takruz. So grabe ng damage. Takruz is losing yung kanyang mga buildings right here. And grabe na wipe out ni Petix ang army ni Takruz. Jex, mukhang GG si Takruz. This is looking like GG for Takruz. Second game nakabawi si Petix. That's because of that one salise. Akala ko lamang si Tacruz because of the ninja base, but because of that one move na nasalisihan siya, suddenly Tacruz is in a very, very awful spot and mukhang the drawing is on the wall. Mukhang magiging GG na to in just a bit. Pero if Petix doesn't take action soon and hinayaan niya maka-farm up si Tacruz, maybe there's still hope. Maybe. I'm not sure, pero I don't know. Pero mukhang panalo si Petix just by looking at it. And yan, Petix just adding more pylons. Wala pa na yung expo, no? Pero lamang siya in army. And ito na si Tacruz trying to rebuild here. And yan, intuition ni Petix, no? Searching for other bases. And Petix will find his base X. GG na to. This is looking like GG. Kailangan lang gawin ni Petix to mag-reinforce more units over here. Kaso Tacruz still defending with all his might currently. 20 supply advantage si Petix right now. Now, ang defense lang ni Tacruz ay just cannons and gateways. And nag-iwan si Petix ng konting dragoons here. Maybe Tacruz could still make some magic happen. Maybe, I don't know. Depende, I don't know. But definitely, mukhang GG ito kapag tamang moves lang si Petix. And yan na akin si Petix, going to kill the cannons first. And yan na, pinolop yung dragoons. Okay, going straight for the cannons. Ginawa ni Petix, going to kill that second cannon. Inaap yung dragoon, mamamatay isang dragoon. And just a few dragoons, naku, mukhang mahold pa ni Tacruz. Right there, nag-reinforce pa si Petix with more units. Meanwhile, this other side si Tacruz by AFK na isang Zealot. And wala, mapapatay ng dragoons ang natitirang buildings doon sa original main base ni Tacruz. Yikes. Now Petix, dami pang pera. Actually, kailangan ni Petix mag-flood more units. Kaso, hinahayaan niya si Tacruz makapag-build more cannons dito sa kanyang ninja base na ngayon bagong relocation. Grabe, makahold pa si Tacruz dito. May gulay. And it looks like, yun na nga, hindi pa GG. Na-hold ni Tacruz. Okay, good job by Tacruz for being able to hold that. Alam ko, GG na talaga. And on the part of Petix, Petix failed to capitalize yung advantage sana. That opportunity to end the game right there. Sayang yun. But yeah, what can we do? Masyado na maraming cannons. Petix can just, siguro kung ako si Petix, I would just double expand maybe, or just go for an expansion and just macro up. Knowing na isa lang base ni Tacruz right now and still rebuilding all the tech, all the buildings he had lost kanina. Kasi ito, masyado maraming cannon. So hindi, si Petix still not building economy. Pero look, there's a shuttle. No river tech as of yet, pero merong shuttle and nag-build siya ng robotic support bay. Maybe going for speed upgrade and then finally river. But there's this one probe ni Tacruz. Oh ho! Ninja base number 2, let's go! And yun na nga si Petix naman, playing it smart. Look at that, those dragoons just hunting for any possible expansions na meron si Tacruz. So kita nyo guys, these people have learned from their experience na hindi na sila basta-basta hahayaan lang yung kalaban na ano lang, masyadong kumpiyansa ba yung tawag doon, or masyadong kampante. They are still playing it safe, gonna search for other hidden expos. Look at that, the movement on those dragoons. Probably may kita na lang, just amount of time. Just in parang ano bang term doon? Ano yung English doon? Parang just in time. It's just in a matter of time yun. Just a matter of time before makita ni Petix itong other base na Tacruz. And yun na nga, mukhang papunta na dito ang dragoons. Spots no base here. Yan na nga, masa spot ng Nexus. I think Tacruz should just cancel this. And yan na nga, cancel was there. Sayang lang a few minerals, pero that was a good call by Tacruz for canceling. Now currently, the gap in supply is 19. Tacruz needs to rebuild kind of gateways. And yun na nga, I'm seeing a drop. Oh! Dragoon drop and Zealot drop here. Parried some units, no? Mukhang tinatago. May vision pa si Tacruz. Pero oops! Yung shuttle, mali yung direction pa yung Tajex. Just lost that shuttle for free. Petix lost that shuttle for free, pero now he's going to harass the crap out of these probes with these two Zealots and one Dragoon. Kaso, naku po, si Petix just leading his army to the death by diretsoing dahil sa pagsugod na sa cannon, no? Led his army to a blindless death, and now currently the gap is now just 9 supply. Ano ba to? 8 supply na lang gap. Grabe, nakahabol pa si Tacruz. Kalay mo yan. But, ayun, meron ng expansion si Petix. You could also expand one more expo, add more gates, add more expos. Habang alam mo mong one base pa lang si Tacruz, no? Is Tacruz gonna just expand just like that? Kukuha kaya siya ng second Nexus, you know, we can see second supply. Oh, Stargate. Oh, carrier agad. One base carrier. Okay, ay na si Risk. Ay, si Risk ba yun o si Deo the other day? Oh! Yun lang nga. One base carrier, yikes. And look at that, no? Si Petix may mga abangers lang na Dragoon. And there's this one probe. Gagawa siya ng another Nexus over here. So now, Tacruz has intel kung ano meron si Petix. She's the expansion. Definitely hindi siya masaya doon. Pero at least may kita niya yung tech. And now, he's able to spot these rivers. And mapaghahandaan niya ang river top. Kaso nakatingin ba siya? Is he actually looking? Gumagawa siya Nexus. Pero nakita ba niya na nag-load ng river si Petix sa kanyang shuttle? Pero siguro kampante naman siya kaya siya may cannons here. And yan, he's probably gonna start carrier production in just a bit. Now with over 35 supply gap. Grabe lamang ni Petix kayo sa supply. Pero that's kinda expected lang, especially nga nasira niya yung base ni Tacruz. And yeah, yun na, here's the shuttle. Huwag ka mag-suicide please. No! Yung shuttle dumiretso. No! Oh no! Oh! That's very painful. I think 2 reefers yun nandun. And hindi na nag-suicide yung reefers just like that. Oh, sayang. Pero at least nakita niya yung Stargate. Pero sayang ang reverse ba? 1 shuttle, 2 reverse, mahal-mahal, walang na damage. Plus yung mga scarabs pa na ininvest. So now the gap is just 22 supply. Carriers now being made. Tacruz finally has established this second base, and in si Petix getting his third on the 10 o'clock location. So ano yung game state natin? So it's kinda evenish ulit. Pero sayang talaga kanina. Petix could have won kanina sana if he only moved sooner. Secured the kill habang wala pang cannons si Tacruz. Pero hindi, Tacruz was just able to utilize yung pagiging hidden niya just in time para makabuild ng cannons and structures. So Petix in the supply block, 90 supply. Tacruz naman still not producing additional probes. Meron lang dito sa kanyang second base over here. I think kaya siya binil dito para tinatago talaga yung fact kay Petix na meron pa siyang isa pang base. Pero yun nga, this third base, 10 o'clock location ni Petix finally matatapos na. Let's see if Petix just sends probes in time. Main base about to mine out, pero meron pa siyang natural. Let's check the upgrade. So, what? Plus 1 shields? Why shields? I don't know. Yun ang gusto niya. Okay. There's another shuttle. Naka-speed shuttle na. Is he going to pick up those rivers once more? Yes, he's going to attempt another one. Hopefully, hindi na suicide mission ang gagawin ni Petix. Currently, there's 24 supply gap. Still in favor of Petix. Napakadaming Zealot, napakadaming Dragoon. Looks like it's going for another assault. Pero yun na nga, meron ng dalawang carriers. Si Tacruz, along with lots of Zealots over. Isang control group yata ng Zealots ang katumbas. And so, Petix added a few cannons sa kanyang third base. Let's see, anong gagawin ni Petix here? Ayan, nag-mine out na yung main ni Petix. He's now transferring those probes to his other bases. And this Dragoon spots, napakabakante. Free entrance! Naka-free entrance ng Dragoon. Uh-oh. Hindi na selyado ni Tacruz yung base na to. Naku po. And yun na, carriers. Where, nasan yun? Now the carriers, those flying bananas, now trying to kill unti-unti yung army ni Petix. Kaso napakadami ng army ni Petix. Anong gagawin ni Petix dito? Nag-lead siya nga lang with dragoons kaya sa may river behind. Naku po, Petix units are just stuck and Taclus is just gonna block this. One river already down. Target fire ni Taclus. The river zealots are trying to block Petix troops from going up, and now a third carrier is out. Kailangan pa mag-build ng interceptors kasi napakadaming cannons. Petix just loses his army. Now supply advantage na agad si Taclus. 20 supply advantage. And another suicide mission by the shuttle. Yikes! Pangalawa na yan. Pero hindi na malaya ni Taclus. Naubos na yung probes niya right here. Inubos ng single dragoon. Look at that. 5 kills on that dragoon. Pero this zealot right here is able to kill that one dragoon. And yeah, Taclus secures his base. Ngayon, look at that. Over 30 supply advantage. Ano ba to? 43? 42 supply advantage ngayon si Taclus, just like that. May gulay. Ngayon si Petix ang dehado bigla. May carriers siya. And what does Petix have? Nothing. One dragoon, one river, and just probes. Nako po. Now this, biglang babaliktad pa ang game? Question mark. Now these zealots are trying to spot for any hidden base na meron sa Petix, and looks like Taclus is going in the right direction with these zealots going to the upper left. And meron ng stargates of his own si Petix, kaso nga lang ito na makikita yan ni Taclus, and just a matter of time before ma-intercept ni Taclus ang production. Now cotton cans are being built dito sa third base ni Petix, kaso these zealots are just so on top of them. Walang army si Petix right now. Delikado. These probes have been pulled kaso medyo too late na hero na. Napatay na ang cannons. Yikes. Delikado tong base ni Petix right now. Meanwhile, may mga carriers pa. Si Taclus just going to attack. Petix natural na ko po. Delikado si Petix. I can't believe it, mga kapatid. Uy, gumagawa ng scout and hindi in-intercept ni Taclus. Siguro hindi na malaya na tina-chase ng kanyang zealot sa probes, and finally napansin niya. Kinabalikan. Oh, kumuha ng Corsair pala si Petix instead of scouts. But there are how many carriers? 4 carriers right now harassing Petix natural. Only 2 cannons defending. Delikado si Petix right now, mga kapatid. I don't know if there's any way coming back from this kasi naka-carrier na si Taclus. Look at that value from these flying bananas. Grabe yung exchange. Ang dami niya nawawasak with these 4 flying bananas. Now Petix trying to scramble for his life, trying to find a new life, make new life, restart ang kanyang buhay sa ibang location. And a scout has been made, a course has been made, kaso they're not being utilized as of yet. Now Taclus is just going to take out this base with few zealots. Meanwhile, itong carriers wreaking havoc sa base ni Petix, sa kanyang natural. And nag-low si Petix. What's gonna happen? Is he gonna tap out? Wala na, layo ng supply. 70 supply gap. Well, we're just waiting for a formal GG from Petix right now. Pero hindi, Petix is still fighting. Kami ni Petix, no, habang may probe, habang may pera, may pag-asa. Pero you can see sa supply gap pa lang, the drawing is on the wall. Sayang talaga kanina yung opportunity for Petix sana na manalo, kaso he let it slip by not attacking right away. Nakapag-cannons pa si Taclus, and in fairness man kay Taclus for the quick thinking kung anong kailangan niya gawin to hold. And yun na, may isang carrier si Petix, kaso too late na hero. Taclus is just gonna focus fire on Petix production and magiging GG na to. And now Taclus just needs to kill yung mga units si Petix, and this is game over. Yeah, 5 carriers, and yun na, ito na yung uubos sa base. Petix is just broke. Look at that, 70 supply gap. Sirain na lang everything na meron si Petix. All his hopes and dreams. Pero hindi, Lalaban pa si Pitik, sabi niya, I'm gonna restart a new life dito sa upper left. Only with 2 scouts, few zealots, and few probes. Wala na to. 18 supply versus 105. We're just waiting for a GG right here. And shoutout kay Jax M for watching. Shoutout. And kay, Damu Pasaw, sino yun? Shoutout to Jax. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, wala no. Look at the number. And GG has been called 2-0 in favor of Taco. Sayang. Ako yung nangihinahin kay Pitix to. I'm not rooting for anyone here. No, in fact, kahit sino manalo. Pero sayang talaga eh. Panalo si Pitix dun eh. Sana. Hindi lang na-capitalize yung opportunity to attack. Yun eh. Maganda yung ginawa niya, killing directly yung Nexus ni Tacruz. But then yung follow-up, yun, medyo naging slow siya doon. And si Tacruz yun, mabilis yung pag-iisip niya sa kailangan niyang gawin. So yeah, 2-0. And yun, panalo si Tacruz. So we're now going to move sa next game. Hintayin lang natin yung, check ko lang yung chats. Kung anong oras maging available yung next players. Check ko lang yung schedule na nalagay ko kanina. Okay. Alright. So, that concludes the stream for now. Mamaya ulit 6 o'clock. No? Yung next game between Heart and Music and Deo. King Deo. So, that's also another Protoss versus Protoss. And then 7 o'clock, we have Milski versus Ulswa. So, Terran versus Terran naman. The only Terran versus Terran na makikita natin here sa tournament. And then around 8 o'clock plus, if time allows to, makapag-stream ulit tayo. I am Risk Taker versus Sisig. Pero yeah, so yung mga schedules na to, yun, 6 o'clock ulit. And then depende lang if mag-start tayo right away sa mga next matches mamaya or if may slight gap. So yun lang muna guys. Thank you for tuning in. Have your amazing merienda and have your early dinner na rin para hindi ninyo ma-miss out ang action. And see you around. Thank you for your support once again. Okay, shoutout pala. Before mag-end, shoutout kay Tae Utot, aka Milski and Extinct PAs. Shoutout sa tropa ko, Volleyball. Alright. Yeah, thank you so much. See you again later sa stream mamaya. Mamaya 6 o'clock.